Hey everyone. So today let's talk about the housing market. We all know it's been a roller coaster lately, but buckle up because things might get even crazier. On May 28th, 2024, there's going to be a new federal regulation that goes into effect, and it mandates builders to upgrade every single house and apartment before they can sell. Now, it sounds good for safety, right? Well, there's a catch. Is these upgrades are estimated to cost over $30,000 per unit. So here's the kicker. Property owners won't see a return on that kind of investment for 90 years. So if you think about it, you buy a house today and your grandchildren's grandchildren might finally see that money back. Not at least, considering inflation. So this is bound to cause more problems for the affordability crisis that we're already facing. So remember how things have gotten tougher year after year? Experts predict that the next few years could be even worse. Okay, so is this a recipe for a housing market meltdown? Is there any way forward? So here's what is going on. The government gets access to super cheap loans. Think like 0 to 1% interest. Then they use that money to create a national loan fund. Then they lend this money out to the public at significantly lower rates than traditional banks, like 5% to 6%. Okay, so what can you borrow for? Well, think green updates, all this green that's going on with this organization or Biden administration. Homeowners and renters can tap into these funds to install solar panels, heat pumps, other energy efficient improvements that were previously cost prohibitive. Now, this program is now official, right? May 2024, it's official. It's stamped into law as of that date, and it's about to have a major impact on the housing market. Now, as stricter property upgrade mandates come into play, I'm predicting that there's going to be a dramatic increase in underwater mortgages. So right now, the reports say that about 1 in 34 homes are seriously underwater, meaning negative equity is at like 25%. But I don't agree with that report. The definition seems a little generous to me. Here's what I think. I think people are underwater if they have to write a check after selling their house to cover real estate commissions and other fees. So you're underwater, basically, if you have to sell your house and you got to pay anything out, like you don't just break even. Based on that, many homeowners who bought it in the past few years are likely underwater right now on their mortgage. Now, not everybody, but a lot of people. Now, this just isn't my opinion. Experts are already sounding the alarm. There was an April 26 report titled The New Energy Code Mandate, a blow to housing affordability. And it highlights this very concern that we're talking about right now. Now, you've got the combination of rising interest rates, and these new regulations could create a perfect storm for homeowners. This new federal energy efficiency mandate sounds good for the environment, right? Well, the National Association of Home Builders, NAHB, begs to differ. So the NAHB claims that this rule implemented by the Department of Housing and Urban Development, HUD, and the Department of Agriculture, USDA, will be a disaster for affordability. And here's why. All new HUD and USDA financed homes must meet stricter 2021 Energy Code standards. So this supposedly means a whopping $31,000 price increase on a new home. So the NAHB argues there wasn't enough review of how this impacts home buyers and renters. And to top it all off, they claim it'll take 90 years for the homeowners to recoup these extra costs. We mentioned that earlier in the video. So this rule that was adopted in May 2024, which we're talking about, it's raising serious concerns. Now, here's the question we want to ask. Will it really cripple new construction and skyrocket home prices? Or is the NAHB just exaggerating and people are freaking out for no reason? So if you think that is bad, just wait. The Department of Energy, DOE, just dropped a bombshell. They have a plan to decarbonize 90% of U.S. buildings by 2050, including homes that are already built. Sounds crazy, right? well, the price tag might just put you in the insane asylum. So the DOE's plan focuses on new construction initially, targeting a 65% reduction in emissions by 2035. But the big question is, how will they get to 90% overall? Here's where it goes south for us homeowners and landlords that currently already own property and own them for a long time. So experts predict a slow drip of stricter energy code requirements eventually applied to existing homes, the ones I own and the ones you might own, or all the other landlords that own hundreds and hundreds of properties. So this raises a crucial concern: affordability. With high interest rates, rising insurance costs, and now these mandatory upgrades, how will consumers afford housing? As a homeowner, you are already stretched thin financially. Slap on a hefty price tag for mandatory upgrades, and this is a recipe for a disaster. So the question to ask is, will this lead to people walking away from their properties? This net zero movement, all it means is houses will generate as much clean energy as they consume. Now, I know this sounds great for sustained energy, but can anyone but the super rich afford it? So I bet the next big question is you would be thinking or asking is, how much would it cost to upgrade your existing home to net zero? Well, let's see some numbers, right? Imagine the classic suburban dream home, 3 or 4 bedrooms, 2 bathroom, 1,500, 2,000 square foot place that most people call home. Upgrading it to net zero, including like switching from gas heating and electric grids to heat pumps and other energy efficient systems, could cost you between $29,000 to $70,000. Whoa, that's a hefty price tag. $29,000 to $70,000, that's a large chunk of money for homeowners and landlords. So imagine you're a landlord facing these hefty costs to make your rentals energy efficient as per this new regulation. But wait, who pays for these upgrades? So think of it like your local grocery store. If their operating costs go up, prices probably rise for you, the consumer. Landlords would do the same thing with rent to offset these new costs. But once again, we've got another factor to consider: the growing movement for renters' bill of rights. The White House itself has been proposed a national plan, and many states are following suit. These bills often cap rent increases to protect tenants. So there you go. The government overstepping to charge us landlords into oblivion, and possibly homeowners at this point. So what happens if landlords' costs rise due to upgrades, but rent increases are capped? I mean, just imagine that. That is a nightmare. We might see major shift in real estate market. This could squeeze out smaller landlords and favor larger corporations with large capital. You'll definitely see this happen unless we have all our homes paid off. So what you need to do is check out the green building mandates like New York City's Local Law 97. This law requires commercial building owners to upgrade energy efficiency. All you've got to do, walk through Manhattan, and you'll see buildings plastered with letter grades A through F for their energy performance. Those failing to meet efficiency thresholds must upgrade by specific deadlines. Now, this just isn't happening in New York. Similar mandates are popping up nationwide. These laws aim to reduce greenhouse gas emissions and promote energy savings. Now, I don't want to be all doom and gloom, but there is some potential investment opportunity hidden within these challenges. So here's the twist. Some building owners might struggle to afford these upgrades. I think a lot are going to struggle, to be honest with you. So this could be your chance to snag a property at a discount. Investors with cash or financing could step in, buy the property, handle those upgrades that they need themselves, and be in a good position financially and with these different buildings. Okay, so what should you do as a real estate investor or even somebody as a homeowner? So I would keep on your real estate buying journey and just make sure to watch out for the mandatory upgrades and all these different bills that are passing. I would definitely not buy property in big cities like New York, Chicago, or anything in California. Stay in places like Ohio, Indiana, smaller cities, ones that aren't going to be hopefully as strict in the future. Hopefully these mandates do not come back to us as smaller investors. But, check out our training on buying rental properties and building your wealth. And don't let fear stop you from buying properties. I hope you found this video helpful. Give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe for more videos on wealth building, making money, and investing in real estate. And let us know your thoughts in the comments.